now. Hello, my name is Tia Harrell, and my author name is TMH Writer. And we have here today Donna Williams, and she is my beta reader. And we're going to talk about my new book, Her Pathway Toward Forgiveness, and a couple of my Kindle Villas, Ed's Chronicles, and Stranger in the Mirror, which is my favorite. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what did you like? What did you like or didn't like of the new book?
I totally enjoyed the new book. It was so good to get the backstory on CJ and Anne, and it kind of put Terry's life in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know my position with you, as always. Books are too short. I read them too quickly, and then I have to go back and read them at least 2 or 3 more times.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good. But it was just fantastic reading about them. I had no idea that Anne's parents were so unloving.
Yes.
So they're more than stoic. They are unmovable.
Yes.
And harsh.
Yes.
And that was tough. That was tough to read.
Yeah.
But at least she had someone to turn to, which was her older sister.
Yeah.
So that was good. And how they were both able to escape that overbearing harshness of their parents and become very loving and kind and sensitive women.
Yeah.
So that was really good to read.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. And I think what really happened is Anne found love within CJ and Michelle found love within Bryce. And that love helped them transcend all of the pain that they went through with unloving parents.
Absolutely.
So,
but that love is always the greatest healer.
I believe that's true. Yes.
It is definitely true. And as I wrote in my oh Lord, I'm missing my words today. My recommendation, or the words after you buy a book and read it, and then you leave a message. As I wrote in that, it was a great story of unconditional love and healing.
Yeah.
Because as Anne couldn't deal with her own pain in a healthy way, she definitely couldn't deal with Terry's pain.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they were able to come together, heal those wounds, and really get back to the place of loving each other.
Right.
And then you throw on the dad, CJ, as the added bonus, and it was just great. I just wish it had gone on and on and on. I wanted to read a little bit more about Ted. Right. I was like, I was getting a little upset because I'm a Sonya fan.
You'll see. It's funny because the second origin book, you'll see that story, but from Terry's perspective. And so you'll see Ted and Terry, and you'll see what she told him when he went into the bedroom, and you'll see what they did when they were at his house. So you'll see a little bit of their dynamics, why she was so happy to see him on the boat, because they were friends. And so that's why I always wanted to say they were just friends, and she was just happy to see him because it was years. And she met him when she met her father. So there were a lot of feelings in that. And she met him at a time that reminded her of something very traumatic as well. So all of those emotions she had time to think about, and she saw him as a really good guy. And, if she didn't love Sonya at that time, it would have been her and Ted, honestly, because they clicked. So,
the only thing that would have made it even better for me is when they had the celebratory dinner, to get her out of her funk. That she had walked in the room and Sonya was there. Sonya was there too.
Oh yeah.
That would have been like, yeah.
But they're just friends. They're just friends right now.
Right. But she alluded to
She
in
did.
the story that
Mhm.
Sonia wanted more, but she was afraid.
Yes, she
So
was
it would have been
afraid.
nice to have her best friend show up at that point as
That's
well.
true. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. But
But it was still good
yeah.
to see them come together like that as a family and have a good time.
Yeah.
Um, as a person who never got to know her dad
Hmm.
and losing my mother so young in life, the
Hmm.
story struck a chord with me because
Hmm.
there's things in me
Hmm.
that I've always wanted to know, where did those things come from?
Right.
You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
um, and so to see someone else get to see,
Hmm.
okay, my love of music and
Yes.
singing,
Yes.
this, I get this honest from both of my parents,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then we can come together and we can compose music and we can
Yes.
play music.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. So do you like Terry a little better now
I
or understand
I liked Terry.
that? Okay.
I understand Terry more because
Uh-huh.
I've seen her through your eyes.
Right.
I'm a Sonia fan
I
because
know.
I think she has the way that she has demonstrated unconditional love over the
Hmm.
10-15 years that they have been in each other's lives
Hmm.
is just amazing to me.
Hmm.
Where others would have given up, they
Right.
didn't, you
Right.
know. But then again, it seems that Terry has had this kind of love around her all along. CJ
Yes.
and Ann
Yes.
never found love outside of each other, even though they were kids when they
Right.
met. Then
Exactly.
you have Freddie and Joyce,
Yes.
have a beautiful, loving relationship,
Yes.
So she's surrounded by all of this love
Hmm.
and unconditional love and
Right.
forgiveness,
Right.
and then she meets a woman who extends that to her in
Right.
a major way. That is
Right.
beautiful.
Right. Well, in this story, it does allude to Sonia can't always be there for Terry when she went through that trauma. And so that's what Sonia kind of harps on. And that's what
Mhm,
Terry uses in
mhm,
Stranger in the Mirror. Because at times like that, Sonia
mhm.
couldn't leave her residency, so she couldn't be with Terry, even though she wanted to be. And so
Right.
that always bothers her. And so that's what Terry is exploiting, or what she plans to exploit in Stranger in the Mirror.
And that's really sad because being there for a person many can take many different forms.
Right.
I may not be there physically,
Right.
but you have my love, you have my support. We can talk on the phone. We
Yeah.
can, hey, this is the 21st century. We can FaceTime.
Yeah.
We can do all of these things to maintain that connection.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm not able to jump on an airplane and fly from one coast to another coast
Hmm.
should not be a source of contention, particularly when you've always supported me
Yeah.
and wanted me to do those things.
Yes. And so
Yeah,
it definitely wasn't with Terry, because Terry understood, and Terry never wanted to stand in Sonia's way. But
right.
Terry,
Oh, I can't stand that heifer.
she's
Excuse my language. I
she's gonna
cannot stand
use
her.
she's going to
Oh,
use that. Well, you saw it some in the book, but
right.
I'm going to really showcase what she really thought and how she wanted to
Mm,
really
mm,
use
mm, mm, I can't stand it.
Sonia's absence in her to her advantage.
She was just being mean for no
She's
reason.
angry. She's upset and angry. So
Yeah, but she's taking it out on someone who loves her. I mean, take it out on somebody else. Go take it out on the perfect stranger.
But Terry didn't really know love until she. Well, I don't want to tell the story, but she didn't really know love until she met, her person. And once she met her person, I'm going to show that and show how she changed, and she stopped really attacking Sonia like she did before. But
Her person, that dude that came into her life.
yeah,
Uh-uh.
Zion.
Mm-mm. Huh?
Yeah, love is love. She got hit by the love bug. You know, she loved him,
but she also became very suspicious of him because she
right,
realized that he and part of him was just using her to
right,
get put on.
because of her
So
father, because of CJ. She had a connection with CJ right off the bat. So she
right.
trusted him, and he told her about stories and how he, you know, came up in the industry. So she listened to CJ, and she compared Zion with CJ, and she saw the difference because CJ is a stand-up guy. And so, you know, compared to, I'm not saying Zion was, he was just young and ambitious.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
Right. But here's the difference. So were they. When she met Sonia, they were young too. They were in college, freshman year.
Yeah.
And she never wavered from her love for Terry. She didn't want anything from her but her love. You know, she didn't try to, you know, take advantage of the fact that she had wealthy parents. Well, they both had wealthy parents.
Yeah.
You know, but she wasn't a user.
Right.
And this faux Terry was just, I mean, hitting on every man she saw. The physical therapist. Oh my gosh, this like, dude. I promised Ed that I wasn't gonna do anything. Right. Well, you sure are doing a poor job of keeping your distance, man. So, no. It's like, okay, I stack up my faux Terrys and read about 3 or 4 stories at a time. And it's just, you know, I have a hard time liking Terry anyway.
Oh my God. It's faux Terry. It's not right. Terry.
Yeah, that's true. Faux Terry. I have a hard time liking Terry when she is in her mind.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And now you throw in this piece.
Right.
And it has me tipped over on the edge. I'm looking at her cross-eyed. It's like, okay, let's get to another series because I don't like her.
What about you seeing Terry through Sonia's eyes? That I'm starting to show more about what Terry did, what her and Terry's moments. You'll see more of them. Sonia thinking back on, you know, how it was, and those are between them.
And those are the things that keep her engaged.
Yeah.
Those are the things that she's able to reflect on to keep her on that path toward love.
Yeah.
You know, and there were very sweet things.
Yeah.
You know, getting the bear and the flowers and those things. That was very, very sweet. I like how her friends came to her rescue, how they are team Terry, even though this Brenda is trying to push up on Sonia a little bit. I like that. I like the fact that we're finally seeing someone who really thinks that she's attractive and sexy and all of those things that we've seen with Terry. Now we're seeing them with Sonia, and not just through Sean, because Sean pretty much relegated himself to just being the big brother.
Right.
But we're having another love interest that says, "Ooh, yeah, she's the bomb."
Yeah, well, you know, Aaron thought so too.
Yeah, but Aaron was in love with Terry, so she was team Terry, so she don't count.
Well, you remember Aaron tried to dance with Sonia, and Terry was like, "Nah, let her be."
Right, that was Terry because she was trying to get all of it for herself.
Yeah.
Typical Cancer.
Oh my God.
Typical Cancer. Okay. She wants all the attention, all the accolades, and I'm gonna be so demure, and I really don't think those things, but yeah, you do. And so here's this woman you're being very territorial over, But you treat her like she doesn't matter when you're in some kind of traumatic experience.
She had to learn to. She had to learn how to do that. So she did.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So she's learning. I like the progression through the books. I love, love, love getting the backstories though, because when you read the books, the This Love Is Real series, as a person who likes to see that well-roundedness of a story, and as a person who really believes that these characters are real, okay,
right,
and they're like my family members from a distance.
Yeah,
I was very curious as to where Terry came from,
right,
how she was raised,
right,
because we alluded over and over again about her parents dying in a car wreck,
right,
but we didn't see how loving they were toward each other,
right,
how loving they were toward Anne as a young person,
right,
giving her the space to be there for Terry, even if it was as an aunt, but she was still there in the household, participating in her rearing.
Right.
Love that. Okay. I also love seeing CJ, his story, and the glimpse of Ed. Yeah,
you got that.
They called it Piano Boy. Piano Boy came
you got
to
it.
Desk. Yes, ma'am.
All
you
right.
You know it. You know I got it.
Yeah. I was wondering if my readers would catch that.
I got that. And I love that it takes place in my hometown.
Yep. That was
Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ed was the one that CJ saved when he was running home.
Right.
And wait till the Dark Cloud series comes out. You'll start to see other little clues behind. Well, really around Freddie, Freddie and Joyce. You know,
I can't wait. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see Sonia's parents. Okay, I don't know if I'll ever get to see them.
Oh, but it's coming.
I mean, I love her granny.
It's coming.
I love her granny.
Her parents and her grandmother. Those stories are coming. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you'll get to see why her mom was the way she was. So
okay,
I'm excited to show that side.
And it's really interesting that these mother-daughter dynamics are so damaged or strained, you know, with both sides, with Terry and then Anne, and now Sonia and her mother. But yet, in spite of all of that, they are very loving parents to their kids.
Yeah.
So they healed enough not to repeat those generational things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that's good. You know, I'm a sucker for a happy ending anyway. So I love that.
Nice.
Yep. So So I enjoyed the CJ. I enjoyed the music camp because I used to watch this series that came on television. I think it was called The Fosters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love the Fosters.
Right. And that kid went to music camp because I didn't know that there was such thing until I saw that kid go.
Okay.
And he shined. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, you were able to, you know, really weave into something real. And but for her to go from music, which is very right brain, to being an attorney, which is very left brain, she really rejected that creativity part of her in favor of something that was very line upon line, straight. Let's get it from the book. Let's put these cases together.
Yeah, you know, because you know her father was a lawyer, and Michelle and Bryce were both lawyers, so they were all lawyers. So she just followed along with the rest of her family. I
didn't know if I read that Michelle and Bryce were attorneys.
Yeah,
I might have.
Yeah, because it said since they were attorneys, they knew how to.
Yes. That's right. They knew how to get they knew how to get that adoption going, and
Yes.
particularly without their mother finding out. Yeah,
Yes.
yep, that's right. That's right. Of course, I have to go back and read through it a few more times to pick out my little nuggets that I've missed along the way. But that was good. I definitely enjoyed Granny because I was raised by my grandmother, so I know the importance of that. And then when you lose them,
Yeah.
the hole that it does leave in your heart.
Yeah.
But the thing that you always have is you get to take the wisdom that they've imparted.
Right.
And it appeared that CJ was able to forgive Anne because he still loved her, of course.
Yeah.
But he was able to just pick up where they left off and just say, okay, I have a family.
Yeah.
I have a daughter.
Yeah.
I want to get to know her. So whatever that means for my career,
yeah.
I'm going to take this time with her because that's important.
Yeah, because he was lost. When his granny died, he was lost. And he was just, living life and
Right.
going with one model after the other, having
Yep.
affairs. And it was endless for him. And he wasn't happy. So
Right.
he was, at first he was angry with Anne, but I think once he saw her and saw her, how her trauma, see how sorry she was, I think it just melted his heart, and his his anger left.
Right. Yeah, that was really interesting to see that. And he was a big music person.
Oh yeah.
A star, and
He
people recognized him, so of course women were going to be throwing themselves at him.
Yeah.
But
and
his
was
heart was
looking,
already
so
taken.
tall, dark, and handsome, and he can sing and dance.
Sing, dance, play the piano.
Yeah.
Could write songs. He was the total package.
Yeah, he was a total package. Yeah.
I can imagine being nice and sexy too. Right?
Yeah.
And it appears that Anne isn't anything to sneeze at as well.
Oh, no, she's beautiful.
Okay.
But Anne had a lot of hard times, so.
Yeah, that was tough. I can't imagine being a 15-year-old. And that's the other thing. They're not that much older than Terry.
No, they're not.
So they can kind of relate to her in a way that maybe Joyce and Freddie can't, because the age difference is greater.
Right.
So it's almost like, okay, these are my parents, but they're kind of like big brothers and sisters because it's the same age difference between Anne and Michelle.
Yeah.
15 years between them, and then it was 15 years between Terry and Anne.
Yes, that is true.
Right. And so she could be kind of like that big sister, best friend kind of person, even though that's your biological mother.
Right.
Right. So, and then Joyce, of course, was that nurturer, the protector, and Freddie was the protector. So she got that total package. Like she said at the end, just a few months ago, I was an orphan.
Yeah.
And now I have 2 sets of parents.
2 sets of parents. Yeah.
And that was a blessing in itself.
Yeah.
I would like to find out what happened to James. And the baby. I don't want nothing to happen to the baby, but James need to get his, honey. Okay. Is it coming? See, Tia, see, that smile and that non-verbal stuff, that means it's coming. You're just not sharing with me.
We do have the second origin book coming out.
Okay. All right, good.
We'll
good.
See.
I want to see that.
We'll see.
And you know what? I think when I was reading the This Love Is Real series, I thought that James and Terry's relationship was longer than it really was.
Really?
Yeah, I got the impression that they were in each other's life for a while.
Sophomore in high school, so sophomore,
2 years,
junior, senior, and then freshman. So about 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, but I got the impression that the sexual assault and the physical assault took place very early in her freshman year.
No, spring break.
Spring break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the writing went so quick
Mhm.
in the CJ and Ann story that it
Mhm.
looked like it just boom, boom. They met. This event happened, boom. And I didn't go back and think about This Love Is Real,
Yeah.
that it was spring break.
It was spring break.
So that means a whole year had pretty much gone by in her freshman year.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that was 3 years with this guy. When did they get sexually active?
I would probably say in their junior year of high school.
Okay, so she's been with him pretty much for 2 years.
Yeah.
Sexually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
3 years, because junior, yeah. And then moved in with him.
College changed James, and hanging around somebody who was no good. Amber wanted James, and
because he was an athlete.
Yeah, he was an athlete, tall.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted him, and you know how some people do whatever they need to do,
right?
No matter the damage,
Right. But after 3 years of being with someone, he should have known
exactly
that Terry would never have done anything like that.
Exactly. But he was also drunk and intoxicated, so he wasn't. Yeah. I mean, that's not an excuse or anything, but he something just came over him. He was just his buddies got in his head.
That was something from his past, because there's a saying that old people say, drunk lips tell no lies. So for something to pop out of his mouth like that, is this something that you have been dealing with all along? Did you have some secret, dislike of Terry or some other woman that you were taking it out on? Because after 3 years of living or being with a person,
right,
and understanding the pain that she has already gone through, do you really think that she was the type of woman that would sleep with your friends?
Right.
Really?
Right.
He knows better.
Right.
And just
and
because
there were
you get
pictures,
drunk,
though. There were pictures.
Yeah, but they were doctored.
Yeah,
and
but
he didn't.
He couldn't tell that at the time.
But he also should have trusted her.
He should have,
and trusted her love.
Yeah, well, they were on the outs. She was gonna break up with him after that trip, so they were already on the outs anyway.
Because of the way he'd been treating her.
Yeah.
So this wasn't just an escalation.
No.
Of what he had been doing for a while now.
Right.
Disrespecting her, disregarding her feelings.
Yes.
And so this was kind of like the final straw. And it's like, dude, where'd this violence come from?
Yeah.
Sexual assault is about power and control.
Yes.
But you put your hands on her and then you left her stranded. What kind of dude are you?
Yes.
That is evil. That's more than just, I'm mad at you.
Yeah. It was
That's
evil.
like, I'm trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And leave you out there to be seriously hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something else. That's a whole nother level.
It is a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
It is a whole nother level. So maybe he did have some type of background, dark background.
I think so. It has to be in order for it to manifest like that. Because it's not uncommon for young men to go to college, particularly if they're athletes, and get sidetracked with other women and things. Women stick with them anyway because they understand that kind of comes with the territory. But the violence and abuse, that's different. That's different than being neglectful.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad that they understood. They know who he is. They know he lives in North Carolina now.
Oh, they know where he is. They know him and Amber got married and they have a little girl.
Right. And I know the baby had some issues. So
the little girl got hit by a car.
Right.
So Ted
So
had an
hopefully she
operator.
recovered. Yep. Yep. Hopefully she recovered. Kind of changing gears. I love the Ed story. I was so disappointed in his dad. It's like, dude, really? Really? I get it. You lost your job. You're moving out of, a middle-class neighborhood into, a seedier, slummier part of the city. But to allow your wife to do the working and you taking what little bit she has to go drinking, and having these daily, these encounters with random women. Man, come on. There's a lot of guys that lose their jobs. And yeah, it hurts. It affects their ego and their manhood and their sense of pride. But they don't just let their family go down the tube,
Right.
And Ed having to witness that, and fight his way out to get to do well in college and then get to the Navy. Yeah, that was interesting. I totally enjoyed the story. Looking forward to what happens to his mom. Right. I got the feeling that she was still young and vibrant. Doesn't really know her worth, but still very desirable to men.
Yes.
And whether or not she picked someone, if she picked someone who would be supportive and loving.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing that if I do.
Okay.
And the kind of woman that Ed picks. Right. I knew he had a girlfriend.
Yeah,
in the story.
Yeah, you won't see that in the Ed Chronicles, but you will see it in the Dark Cloud. Okay. And actually, the woman that he picks is a real partner, and you'll see them together.
So the girl he left behind to go in the military, that's not the same one. He didn't. Okay.
No,
okay.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't meet his partner till the Dark Cloud series. So that's way after he became Terry's bodyguard.
So he was a single man all that time?
Yeah, he dated, but he was single because he wanted to protect Terry. And he wanted, first he was CJ's bodyguard and then Terry. Right. So he and
CJ around the same age.
Yeah.
And so he's not that.
Yeah, they're around the same age.
Yeah, because Piano Boy wouldn't have been able to really save him if he was too much younger.
True.
True. So, okay. So that's giving me an idea of his age in relationship to Terry. So he is, again, he's kind of a big brother figure. Yeah, big brother figure. Yeah, much like her biological father.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
True.
Okay. Yeah. I got it. I got those connections.
Yeah.
And so will we get to see in the Ed Chronicles, will we get to see him meet CJ again? We saw a glimpse of him earlier when he saved him from the gangs.
Yeah.
Will we see them older?
Absolutely. He was CJ's bodyguard before he was Terry's.
Right. Yeah. I knew that, but is that going to be clear in the Chronicles?
Yeah, it'll be clear in the Chronicles.
Okay.
Because the Chronicles is his life until he became Terry's bodyguard. And then we take off with the Dark Cloud series.
Okay. And does he meet the girl in the Chronicles?
In the Dark Cloud series.
Hell, I got to wait for it.
In the very first book, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's coming soon.
I'm interested to see what kind of woman he chooses.
She's a badass.
Okay. But I'm talking about looks and appearance.
Oh, okay.
Because Freddie liked women with a little bit more size, And we all know that Terry is tall and model like, you know, which she probably gets that from both her parents.
She does.
Okay. And so we already know that CJ was attracted to Anne, but a 15-year-old Anne is a lot different than a 45-year-old or 40-year-old
Oh,
Anne.
yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see, you know, the kind of woman that Ed chooses.
Okay.
You know, if she'll be military or not, special forces or not,
We'll
have other types of skill sets like guns and knives and, you know, explosives and,
we'll see.
you know, if he likes that kind of badass, or is he attracted
she's
motorcycle riders and things like that, because he rides motorcycles. So
I'm just gonna say she's his equal. So
ooh, okay. All right.
I'll just say that.
Is she friends with Freddie's brother's wife?
Eventually.
Okay. Okay. All right. Got it. And is she an East Coaster or a West Coaster?
East Coast.
Okay. Yeah.
New
You
York.
know, East Coast women are a whole lot different than West Coast women. For real. West Coast women tend to be all laid back and
my
chill.
goodness.
And, you know, East Coast women will give you a little bit of this if they have to. So
she's from New York.
okay, so okay, I got it. So she's from the Apple. Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, tell us, what can we expect from Faux Terry besides terrorizing Sonia and getting with Zion? What about the PT? Does she ever wind up with, you know?
With Andre?
Yeah.
No. So we have one more episode with Sonia. Well, it's really with Sonia, Brenda, Sean, and Nyasha. So that episode.
What?
That episode comes out tomorrow.
Woo,
so we have that episode, and then we'll go back to Faux Terry. And no, Andre and Terry, they have chemistry, but Andre is really there to help get her going, and he made a promise to Ed. And we'll meet, we'll see Andre in the Ed Chronicles. So we'll show why they have a good relationship, because he was in the Navy with Ed and Pete.
Ah,
so we get to see Pete too in the Ed Chronicles.
So Sean and Nyasha actually got together when Terry had lost her memory. They started dating then.
They meet. Well, they meet at Nyasha's match in San Diego. So that's the episode coming out tomorrow. Yeah, that's where they meet. So yeah, they met when Terry wasn't around, because Nyasha didn't know about Terry.
Right.
So that's when Sonia wants to tell Nyasha what happened. And you know, Wendy likes Brenda.
Come again?
Not likes, but they hung out at in New York when Wendy was in New York. Wendy went to Nyasha's matches with Terry, and they all hung out. So Wendy hangs out with Nyasha in New York, because Wendy flies back and forth from New York to San Diego.
And so she met Brenda where?
She met Brenda at a match. Brenda and her the people in her residency went to a match, and they all met.
I didn't realize that Wendy is she gay or bisexual?
She's straight.
But she likes.
No, I meant she likes her as a friend. She likes her.
Oh, okay. Look, I'm going crazy here. I'm like, what? When did that happen? So Wendy is Team Brenda.
I will say Team Brenda. She does like Brenda. She doesn't know the dynamics between Brenda and Sonia. So she's going to be caught off guard by Grace, because Grace is not Team Brenda at all.
Right. No,
So
Laura.
Grace is going to pull Wendy. Well, I can't be telling the whole episode.
Okay. Yeah, don't tell me, but tell me this. Does Sonya ever get with Brenda at least once? Ah, hell.
You think Sonya would cheat on her wife?
No, she wouldn't. If she was going to cheat, she would have cheated before they got married in that 10-year period. Well, she did. She had that one little dalliance with
it's not cheating. They weren't together.
Well, that's true. But she hooked up with that one girl.
Jessica.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's when Jessica went out of pocket and got on Terry. And Sonya was like, you don't get to do that.
Yeah, we get to see Jessica and Sonya and them in the Origin 2 book. Because that's when Colorado, that's the whole time in Colorado. We haven't seen the graduation party. So
no, we haven't seen
that's when
any of that.
Fireworks fly.
Woo, I can't wait. I thought there was fireworks at the 21st birthday.
Oh,
yeah,
but Aaron and Terry are getting closer. So Aaron flew to her graduation.
Yeah.
Sonya wasn't happy about that.
No, and I don't like the fact that, Terry slept with Aaron for 2 years. I mean, I didn't like that. I was so mad at Terry. It's like, look, you sleeping with her and she's supposed to be a friend, but you don't want to sleep with Sonya because she's a friend. Tell me how that makes sense. Okay.
It makes sense in her.
Right.
Fine.
See, that's why I am not Team Terry. It's like, if you're going to do it with a friend, you might as well do it with the...
Sonya had a relationship with Jessica. So why is it okay for Sonya, but it's not okay for Terry?
Sonya didn't get with Jessica until Terry took off and went to Colorado without even telling her, and made a trip to Mike's mama's house. She tipping with him. She leading him on, going to the mama's house. Then Terry, she gets to Colorado. She hooking up with Aaron. She didn't know what
Terry
she wanted
never
to do.
Let Mike on. Mike knew from the get-go.
Yeah, but when you know a person loves you or is in love with you, you don't go meet their mamas. That's implying something.
That was all Mike. That was all Mike trying to force her hand.
But she could have said no.
She could have, but she wanted to see San Francisco.
She could have seen San Francisco without running over to his mama's house. But nope, that's Terry, typical Terry. So you get to Colorado, you're knocking boots with your quote unquote friend, while you're talking about, Sonya, I can't be with you because I don't want to lose your friendship. Okay.
Which was true.
She wasn't worried about losing Aaron's friendship, was she?
No, but then she walked away from Aaron because Aaron wanted the same thing Sonya did, and Terry walked away from her.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use you and toss you up.
Sonya.
I'm gonna use you up and toss you to the side.
How is it using that?
You taking advantage of somebody's love for you. If you're gonna have a fling, you don't have a fling with somebody who's in love with you. She
did not. Their relationship evolved in Colorado. She did not take advantage of Aaron.
Okay.
You'll see, she did not. She did not take advantage of Aaron.
She knew she loved Sonya. She knew she was in love with Sonya.
Okay.
So you can't be with the one you want, love the one you with? Was that?
But just because somebody's in love with you doesn't mean you have to love them back.
True, but I wouldn't sleep with them because that sends a different message.
Aaron didn't owe anything to Sonya.
No, I'm talking about Terry. Terry knew how Aaron felt about her.
No, she didn't. She didn't. She learned through their time in Colorado, because they did a lot of things. I don't want to tell the second book, but they did a lot of things together. They were in Colorado for 2 years. They worked together. They went to school together. They lived together. So they were, their relationship grew. She was almost closer to Aaron than she was Sonia for those years. And that's why Sonia was so upset.
Well, yeah, but she didn't have to go. She went, just picked up and left. Didn't even tell her. And then was it like, school. I'll be back in 30 days, and it turned into 3 years.
She went for school. Sean's father, well, I don't want to tell the book, but Sean's father offered her a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for her career. So Terry pushed Sonia toward her career to become a doctor. So Sonia, had to accept Terry's.
They talked about it.
Talked about
she
what?
She didn't talk about Colorado with Sonia. She gave her the impression, I'll be back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And she stayed for 2 years.
You'll see it clear in the second book.
Okay. Because I'm like, come on, Terry, really? But hey.
Life happens.
Life happens.
Opportunities come, opportunities come.
Right.
She's got to build her career just like Sonia has to build her career, because Terry always wanted to work for what she earned. Even though her parents were rich, she never wanted to take advantage of them. So she always wanted to earn, her money. So.
Well, what I saw was someone whose goals were to open up a bistro. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden, okay, they gifted me with this building. I'm going to do more than just this bistro. So what I saw her doing, and it's okay. It's totally okay to do it. I saw her goals change over time.
Of course.
What I didn't see was the inclusion of Sonia.
Sonia was becoming a doctor.
Yeah, but
Sonia had medical school. She had residency.
Right. But if this is somebody that I love, I'm going to say, listen, I have this opportunity. I've been gifted this building. I have this opportunity. I'm going to go here. What do you think about that? You include the person you love in your plans. You just don't just run off and do you.
Did Sonia include Terry in her plans? She accepted that fellowship with Dr. Savers? No, she did not.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have said no. She was going to take that fellowship, regardless of what Terry said.
She talked to Terry about it, though. Because Terry was like, okay, well, I'll just move to San Diego. So they had a discussion, but I didn't see Terry having that discussion with Sonia.
No, Terry moving to San Diego happened way after she accepted that fellowship. Terry was moving to New York because of the building. And Joyce and Freddie gave her that building to bring her home.
Right, to keep her there.
Keep her there, yeah. Well, they wanted to protect her because that was after her sighting of James.
Yeah,
She was still in a fragile state, so they wanted to give her something to look forward to.
Yeah, she was just going. What we didn't see was any therapy for her.
She always went through therapy.
Okay, because when
it was like ongoing. She went through therapy throughout the years. It's always ongoing for Terry.
Okay.
She still goes to therapy.
Yeah, it sounded like she needed something because
she always goes to therapy. You kind of see that in the second book when she encouraged Sonia to go after she had her breakdown.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was in the series. This Love is Real, and that's when the therapist
series. Yes,
and that's when the therapist was encouraging Sonia to tell Terry how she really felt.
Yes.
and how her behavior affected her.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that. Also, Joyce and Freddie went too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember. I remember that. So I'm looking forward to, are we going to see any more of Ted? He and Aaron got together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And had a couple children.
Yep.
Okay.
You'll see him in the Dark Cloud, but you'll see Ted in the second origin book.
Right. That's when we get a clearer picture of him, he and Terry's relationship and how it evolved. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Got
and
that.
And then you'll see. Well, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to tell any spoilers, but you'll get to see Ted and Aaron, their relationship in Sean's book.
Oh, good.
Because you know they're brothers.
Right. And so Sean's gonna have a book. Oh, what about Kai? Are we gonna see her anymore?
Of course. Kai is Terry's little sister.
Good. And her fiance at this point.
In the medical mysteries, though. Not so much in the Dark Cloud, but in the medical mysteries.
Did they ever get married? Ah, Lord, don't tell me they broke up.
No, you'll see more in the medical mystery.
Okay.
And I can't really write the medical mystery. I have to wait till the Dark Cloud series comes out before I can really write that, because there's things that happen in the Dark Cloud series that'll make sense in the medical mystery.
Got it. I thought they were such a cute couple.
They are a cute couple.
Right. I don't want something to happen to them.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say anything. That means something's gonna happen.
No.
And I want them to have their happily ever after.
They have their happily ever after.
Okay. As long as they have, and you promise. You're not just telling me. See, that's why I don't trust you. Because just because they have a happily ever after doesn't mean they're happily ever after with each other. Uh-huh. See, I know how your mind works. See, that's why you're laughing, because you know I hit the nail on the head. Mm-hmm. Okay. Not cool, Tia. Not cool. I wanted them to be together.
They are together.
Temporarily.
I didn't say that.
I'm saying it for you.
Huh?
I'm saying it for you.
No, you'll see them in the medical mysteries, because Ayana joins Sonia's and Terry's medical mysteries, so she becomes part of the team.
And she changed her specialty from neuros to whatever they're doing, research. Possibly. So she is doing a fellowship right now in neuro in Europe.
Yes, for a year.
So then she gets back to the States.
Yes.
Okay. And this is when the medical mysteries picks up.
Yes.
Okay. And so because she has a penchant for research, because you remember she found that water,
right?
The source of that was making those people sick. Okay. So she decided, okay, I'm not going to do neuro. I'm going to do research.
She kind of followed in the same line as Sonia, where Sonia absolutely wanted to be a pediatric surgeon, but when she got a taste of the research, she fell in love with the research, especially because she could do it with Terry.
Right. Okay. That's gonna be good. I can't wait. I wish I could compile all these stories up and just have one big 2,000-page book that I can just read and get everything in one big old bite. These little chunks drive me crazy because I'm waiting till they come out. Are you talking about the
Kindle Villa episode?
Yes, they just drive me nuts. And here's the thing, Sundays is the day before Monday. Monday we go back to work. So it's like I'm in anticipation of Sundays, and I don't want to be, because that's the day before we have to go back to work.
Goodness.
Uh-huh. But I get up on Sundays, the first thing I do is open up my phone and try to get it. And download it right away. So that's good. I don't even hardly wait on your email if I can help it. By the time I get the email or open up my email, oh, I've been had the book.
You already had it.
I already got it. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. Over
Yes,
the holiday, I'm gonna try to knock out a few more episodes because I have some
Okay.
time off. I'm gonna try at least, especially with the Ed Chronicles. I want to kick out some more of those episodes because
Okay.
I gotta lead it up to the Dark Cloud series or close
Okay.
enough to it.
How many episodes do you think we're gonna have altogether? Do you know yet?
For the Ed Chronicles,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's gonna be ongoing. There'll still be episodes after the Dark Cloud series comes out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Because it's his story.
What about Flo Terry?
You know, it ends when Terry gets her memory back.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
But we don't know how many episodes we're gonna have.
We got quite a few.
Oh, okay.
But she's still doing her physical therapy, so she
Right.
hasn't even left the house yet.
Yeah,
So
cut
she
her
hasn't
hair,
started
got the
any
tattoos and manipulating people and
Yeah,
jumping on airplanes and got Joyce following her all over the place. Yeah. Okay, so we got a minute then.
Joyce didn't follow her. That was Anne.
Okay, Anne followed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ed was still her bodyguard, so he was keeping tabs on her. So Ed told Anne where Terry was.
Yeah, good. But went out there and cut her hair and got all edgy and dyed it and got tattoos and you name it, changed her wardrobe. I mean, she really lost her mind.
Yeah, no, she was coming into her own. That was who she was.
She was putting the old Terry behind her, honey.
She wanted to. She got tired of living in her shadows. So, yeah, she definitely wanted to get rid of anything Terry.
Yeah.
But
so sad.
But her New York fans didn't like that.
They didn't.
They knew something was off. So I can't wait to show that scene where they booed her.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna clap. I'm like, yes. Right. And she avoided New York like the plague.
She did. She did.
I'm glad.
Because New York was Terry's territory. Her and Freddie and Joyce and CJ and Ann's and Aaron.
The bistro, the concerts.
Bistro. Yeah, the concerts.
Yep.
So
that was the spot.
That was the spot.
So they were building that even before San Diego happened.
Yeah, they were.
So and so when she went in and started acting out, they said, we don't like this. This is like having Coke.
They just didn't like,
You remember when they changed the recipe for Coke? People showed out. They were like,
Oh, yeah.
And Coke had to go change it
back. Yeah, I remember
like that.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of.
People know. But I'm excited to show more of what happened during that year.
Okay. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. And I hope the readers, if they haven't been following all the characters, you need to follow all the characters because each one is so unique and they are weaved together so beautifully. And for me, it just leaves me wanting more and more and more. So
more, definitely more's coming. More's coming.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I definitely can't wait.
Was there anything, any other questions or?
No, I think that's it for now. I got to do my cursory reading. I usually try to read the books at least 3 times,
Hmm.
because the first time I kind of read it really fast because I'm excited. And then
Yeah,
the next few times I read it slower to digest it and see what I've missed. So I'm looking forward to that. And maybe by the time we get to the next Facebook Live, I'll have some other things to bring up that I missed this time around.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well, it's
Uh-huh.
always a pleasure.
The pleasure's all mine, trust me.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a fantastic day.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.